Hi everyone, I thought I'd show you a first team game now from the 4NCL for a change, although it's by a usual second team player, and his name is Daniel Lea, and his ECF is around 152 at the time of making the video, and his opponent was Pierre Weller, who's about, I think about 170ish, but I'm not sure, just a guess. But anyway, this was an important match because this is 3Cs1 versus White Rose 2, and both teams were in relegation dire straits at the foot of the table and needed a win desperately. So there was a lot of closely fought games, and this was one of the key ones in deciding the outcome, because the winner basically got relegated. So now we've got the Benoni defence. And now I've highlighted the typical plans and strategies for both sides. Pluses for, I'll do it from Black's point of view, since it's a Black opening. Black's pluses are he's got a queenside pawn majority, which can be pushed by a6 and b5, and he can try and force it through with moves like bishop d7 and rook b8. Also, the e5 square is key, and Black will usually give up his bad light square bishop in return for White's knight, and then we'll occupy the e5 square as an outpost. Also, unlike in the King's Indian, Black's dark square bishop is very powerful and has an open diagonal. Also, in Black's favour is that he has like a safer king than usual, and also the half open e-file. However, he suffers from a lack of space and a backward d6 pawn. This pawn can easily be attacked by a knight rerouting to c4 or a bishop on f4, and White also can play a4 and drastically slow down Black's queenside play, whereas White's got a central pawn majority, which could be more easily used via f4 and e5, which would also take away the e5 square for a Black piece. But it's a sound opening this. Mikhail Tal won a lot of great games with it, whereas Kasparov smashed it up a lot. But anyway, I'm sure you've heard Amy just say that Black wants to occupy e5 and a White knight wants to come to c4, so surely bishop c4 is a pretty bad strategic move, and that's what Daniel played. And this move already gives Black the initiative. Castles, bishop g4, preparing to swap the bishop off for the knight, a good exchange for Black. White actually provokes it, which is bad because it just wastes a move. And now Black does White does the clamping move a4 to slow down Black's queenside play. Also though, another disadvantage of the bishop on c4 is that b5 will hit it, so it's a tactical liability. Rook e8, taking charge of the semi-open e-file. Rook e1, trying to neutralise it. Knight bd7. Rook b1. This isn't bishop f1 should be preferred, because at least White would get to keep the bishop pair. But now he loses it, and Black can reroute the other knight to d7 and to e5, and Black is already probably slightly better here. This has gone badly wrong, this for Daniel. Bishop f4, knight e5. Bishop e5 is better, because the knight would rather be on that square. And then, say White ignores it, then queen a5, and Black has a very comfortable position. Knight e5, takes. Still better for Black though. Rook e3, queen h4, getting aggressive now. Queen f1. Oh, White's already down in defensive mode there, and now f5, preparing a pawn avalanche towards the White king, and minority attack as well, because the f and g pawns are going to come up against 3 pawns. g3, bit of a weakening move, but at least it kicks the queen away. And here, maybe White should take, but it gives up his central pawn majority, but it might be better. Takes, and queen g2. And Black's got an isolated f5 pawn and a backward d6 pawn, but better pieces. But the position's not too clear. After king g2, f4, attacking the rook and g3, rook d3. If f takes, then you can do f takes, rook f8, hitting the queen, queen c1, trying to get the queens off because black's got the initiative. And when your opponent's got an attack, it's best to swap the queens off to neutralise the pressure. But black refuses it with queen g7 and reroutes to the f file. And black's got a good position here, threatening queen f2 check. So rook f8 was played instead, which is also good. Queen e2, rook f7, preparing to double. But now white keeps files closed with g4, but it's also every pawn move creates a weakness, so the h4 square is now weak and black occupies it straight away. Rook h1, and now c4. You see black's trying to play on both sides of the board here, although he's got potential good attacking chances on the king side. Black's also got some good queen side play, and now the principle of two weaknesses could come into play. Black could also try and chisel away at white's king side with h5. If white tries to keep lines closed with queen f3, then rook e8, rook e1, and black's better. If white opens lines, then takes, king f1 and rook g7 with strong g file play, and the king can move, the other rook can come to g8 and the queen can come to g5, and black has got a very strong attack. So c4, rook f3, h5, now we're opening some lines up, and takes is forced. But here, instead of taking back, I think black maybe should throw in a check first, drive the king to h2 and then take. Because white's king's a lot more vulnerable in h2 because it's lined up against the bishop on e5. King h2, rook g7, rook g1. Now white can get rid of the rooks, but after rook c8, queen d2, king f7, the rook's coming into the game. So king f1, and white might be preferring a king evacuation to the queen side. Rook g8, knight e2, king e8, knight d4, and now white's got the e6 square as an outpost and some maybe potential counter-attacking chances, but black's got a very good position here. If knight takes f4, then queen f6 is very dangerous, hitting b2 and f4. Knight d4, queen g5, knight e6, queen g2 check, king e2, rook g3, a very strong move, because the rook can't be taken, of course. Or in fact, the best move actually is to take the rook, even though it loses. Takes, queen e3, takes, check, and then it's continuation. And this is forced, and black has a bishop against a knight, and he's going to be 2 pawns up in an endgame, and white can easily resign this. But that was the strongest continuation, according to Stockfish. Rook takes f4. White's desperately trying to get some counterplay here with this exchange sack. Amazingly enough now, an incredible thing happens in this game. Black here has a move that wins on the spot, which is rook b3. White's rook's on pre, and there isn't really a way to stop rook takes b2 winning the queen. And if it doesn't win the queen, then it's going to lead to mate. And white's actually forced to give up the queen here for insufficient compensation. And rook b3 would have forced resignation pretty much. However, black plays rook takes h3, triple question mark, because now Daniel could have played queen a5, and there is not really any way to stop mate here. There's just nothing like what black can do here. I think black has to like toss a piece away with bishop f6 or something like that. So, but that's still completely losing. Black's defenseless. And this would have been a really good swindle by white, except he plays rook f8 check, double question mark, after king e7, queen a5. By the way, his electronic flag was hanging here. He had 1 second left. He said 1 second, and you saw queen a5. Looks like he threatens unstoppable mate. However, compare it to the last position. Have you noticed that white's rook is defending the e4 pawn? Now the key difference is it's on pre, and after takes, White has to resign because it is a forced mate now in 3 moves. So because he's played this a couple of moves too late, now he's getting mated rather than mating black. So the continuation might have been something like... By the way, even if white hadn't blundered with queen a5, the best move given is queen g5 check. And after takes, h4, this continuation, black is a clear pawn up, and the h pawn and the c pawn are going to be unstoppable. And this will probably be resignable. But anyway, in conclusion and summary, he's got to final position. Daniel misplayed the opening, but he defended well, and then black missed a chance to kill him off, and he even should have lost the game, but because he only had like 20 seconds left and then 1 second, he just couldn't find it. But it's a very topsy-turvy game that at the end, with some very interesting twists. And we did lose the match, but you can hardly blame Daniel, to be honest, for this, because he's played well here. And it's a very exciting game, this. I hope you took something from it. Please like, subscribe and all that, and check the website out and leave any comments and thoughts. And if you've got anything very interesting to say on this very sharp Benoni game. And see you on YouTube. Thanks very much.